Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Reiki Zen. How we're all doing? I hope we're all well. I'm just doing my usual. Burning my Palo Santo, cleansing my aura from the day of the Matrix, working around my head especially. So today's video, I'm going to do kind of a video response. No, it's not really a response. It's kind of my understanding as well. And it's very close. So I think it was yesterday or the other day, Claire Thackeray, who I have the other channel with, Zen Ascension, she put a video out about spiritual discernment. And I was like, wow. And we'd bounced a few texts back and forth between each other about various YouTube channels and ones that we follow, and some of the channels she doesn't really like, and some of the channels that she follows I don't really like, and they kind of like they resonate differently with us, because we're obviously different people, and that's what it's all about. But spiritual discernment takes us quite deep into who we are, where we are, what we're here to try and discover, what we're here to try and unveil on our path of healing, of awakening, of ascension, of Zen, whatever it may be, and whoever you follow. But this level of discernment goes further into other aspects of life as well, but we'll come to that later. So what does discernment mean? Discernment means judging well, judging situations well, judging people well. And it's quite an intuitive process as well. So usually if you have a good sense of intuition, you will be able to discern or judge. And I don't mean judgy like as in a negative way and being bitchy or anything like that. I mean judging as in being able to see things for the way they are to you and how you feel them from your perspective. And how you feel them and how somebody else feels them will be two totally different things. And again, like I say, between myself and Claire, because we're two totally different people, and different things resonate on different levels with us. And it's not always the case. A lot of things that we enjoy, we enjoy the similar things, and same goes with other people in life. But again, that's because of who we are, that we live in a human existence, and this connection that we have with each other. I did a little bit of a tarot pull on the subject as well, and obviously we now know that spiritual like discernment means about being able to judge well. It's quite interesting that the first card I got out was Judgment. I'll say, wow, bang on. And yeah, so there's lots of things within life, whether you're spiritual or not, that you have to judge or use your level of discernment on. Well, like I say, we'll go into that later. But usually when I've tried to analyse some thoughts, I've written some bits down and what have you, which I'll refer to occasionally, so if you see me look down, that's why. But usually when you're on a spiritual path or you're going through some sort of awakening, you are what is known as an old soul. And you've probably heard that term before. You've probably come across it many times on this journey. But what is an old soul? Well, it's basically what it means. You've been around the block, you've been here many times, you've been in other places many times, you've got lots of life experience and lots of soul experience, of which has brought you to this moment within this life. And usually the reason why you start going through a spiritual awakening or an ascension process or a kundalini or whatever you may want to call it is because you are quite an old soul and you're getting to a point in your life where your soul needs to be tested a little bit further. And you probably go through things, and usually going on to a spiritual awakening, going down a spiritual path is a real big tester. It's a real big eye-opener, and that's why old souls tend to go down that path. There is a meaning to this. That I am getting there to the discernment thing, so you're probably thinking, what the hell is he talking about? As usual with lots of my videos, I'm just like, I do go off on a bit of a tangent, but it is gonna curve a ball back around to the meaning of discernment. So being an old soul can sometimes, now this is where the discernment thing comes in, being an old soul can sometimes trigger people to be like, oh well, I'm an old soul, I've been here many times before, I'm well on my spiritual journey, I know so much, blah de blah de blah de blah, na 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 na, and all that kind of stuff. And that is where the ego starts tripping in. And that's something that on this path we discover people, as in the Matrix and in normal life, but on the spiritual realm of things, you discover people that have dark sides or are dark or are spreading messages of a certain vibration that you don't resonate with. But you also have the light of people that are trying to experience as much as they can and put their voice out there, put their truth out there, speak their truth of what they feel because they've done this, that and the other, and they've experienced this, or they've listened to somebody of what they've said, and you've gone away, you've tried it, you've experienced it, it's worked for you really, really well, so you have to put that message out there as well. And so yeah, so it's about discovering these people that have this vibration, this egoic vibration of, well, if you don't do this, you won't be able to do that. And if you don't do, like Claire said in her video, if you don't meditate every day, you won't achieve this, you won't achieve enlightenment, you won't be able to bring peace to this, that or the other. If you don't discover this sort of healer, you won't be able to sort out these issues. And you know, very, very much black and white instructions of, you must do this or else that won't happen. And as I always say in my videos very regularly, it's about you discovering your own path and being your own guru. And it's okay to reach out and to ask and to watch videos like these, like the ones I put out, like the ones that Claire puts out, like the ones that many other people put out that I follow as well and I look to for guidance occasionally. But it's also about taking seeds of information that you need from that and bringing it into your own awareness, bringing it into your own life, utilizing it, using it, cultivating it, working with it, and seeing how it works for you. And it's about, so this level of discernment is about you trying to discover your inner voice, your intuitive ability. And we all have it. Everyone's got this intuitive ability, this psychic gift, this secret gift that nobody likes to talk about. We all have it. But it's about really tuning into that inner voice. And whatever path of life that you're on, whether it's spiritual or not, going down a road and you come to a fork in the road and your head is saying, I wouldn't go that way because it looks very dark, it looks very bushy, it might be dangerous, blah 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 blah. And your intuition is saying, well, actually, I think I prefer to go that way. And your head's trying to say, no, don't do it, don't go down that way. And it's using again your level of discernment to differentiate between your inner voice and your head, your chatter. And that can be quite tricky. And usually, that's why I say usually people, when they're on the spiritual path, they are old souls, because they've got to that point where they understand and they know what their intuition is, what it's trying to say to them, how they can utilize it, how they can develop this inner ability, this inner calling, work on their energy to follow this inner voice more than listening to the analytical, which is up here. So we have to use this discernment within every aspect of life. So it may be a job that you want to go for, or it may be you may have dreamed of being in a certain line of work or being in a certain location, but then you have to use a level of discernment to work out if it really is what you want to do, what you want to achieve, where you want to go, how you want to be, because there may be aspects of life that you won't get there that you will get in another place. And again, it's using your intuition and it's using your level of discernment. So this discernment is utilized in every aspect of life. It's just within spiritual contexts and people that we look to and we follow and we watch videos on. It's about using the level of discernment with them as well, because there is a lot of dark out there. And there is a lot of videos out there that don't mean to be dark, but they have an unusual vibration to them. And some videos I've watched, I'm not going to say which channels that they're on, but I've watched them, and a lot of people have raved on about different people and said, oh, you really got to watch these videos, you really got to watch them, you got to watch him, you got to watch her. They've got such great information. But when I've watched them, I'm just like, I'm not really that sure. I'm not really into you. There's something there that I don't like and it doesn't sit well with me. And that's my level of discernment. But that's my right on my spiritual path to know that that isn't right for me. Maybe years ago it may have been. Maybe I'm not ready for those videos yet. Maybe I need to develop further and learn more and understand more on this journey before I can start watching them videos. So, and then it's about, again, this level of discernment and your ego, because a lot of people will be like, well, I've been spiritual for so many years, I know so much, I'm well ahead of the game or the level of lots of other people around me, so I'm well on my journey to be able to watch those videos. But again, their level of discernment may not see the messages that's coming out that they might feel, and they might just get sort of swept into it, washed away with the information and with the videos, and then before they know it, things are starting to take a bit of a turn. They may feel a bit different. They may feel a bit different about that person. They may feel a bit different within themselves, within their own health. Because there may be, just maybe, a slight thing within them videos that, because it doesn't resonate with them, or they think it does, but it doesn't really, it starts affecting them. But then they start spreading this information as well, because they feel they're not using their level of discernment and their intuitive ability to feel that and to give the information out that they feel is right for their followers, such as you guys, or whatever, if it's on a social media platform, or if they're mentors, or if whatever it may be. This information that they're getting from other sources may be of an ulterior voice, an ulterior motive, just something. So that's kind of like where we have to be careful. And there is a lot of people out there in the spiritual community that will say, you can't do this, you must be vegan, you must be vegetarian, you can't eat meat. And Claire said all this as well. You have to you have to be an eco warrior, which I know a lot of people are anyway. You have to do this, you have to plant trees and blah 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 and all this sort of stuff, which is all well and good, and that's fine. And yes, I do that as well, and I don't eat a lot of meat. But again, that's your life path and your life calling, and being spiritual, which it's a bit like calling yourself psychic, medium. It's got this, to me, it's got an egoic vibe to it. It's like, oh well, I'm spiritual, I'm on the path of spirituality. All right, okay, well, you don't need to bang on about it. Just just be who you are. And that's kind of like what it's all about. So whether something resonates with me or not, whether my videos resonate with you guys or not, that is for you to decide. And if something within it tells you and says, oh, actually this, might not just be me, it might be whoever. I'm not trying to be, like, again, egoic about this, but oh, this guy really speaks some sense because he's done this and he's experienced that, and he's learned a form of healing or whatever it may be, or he's developed his psychic abilities, or he works really well with crystals and he's able to connect with them and listen and see things and tune into his body of what's going on, and he's doing these videos. And he's actually talking in the camera, and he's explaining what's going on with his body and what he can feel and what he can see there in front of us. That's really, really good. That's fascinating, and I resonate better with that than somebody just reading information from a textbook point of view that says this crystal will do enjoy, see you later. Because my belief, a lot of this stuff, crystals, sage, Palo Santo, whatever, it won't be for everybody. And you don't need to wear crystals every single day. You don't need to use sage every single day. It's whatever resonates with you and your inner calling that you use your discernment for, your intuitive ability to discover what you need. I'm just looking at my notes to see because I haven't really looked at my notes. I've gone on a bit of a tangent, but I hope that brings a little bit of meaning to what I'm on about. The other thing about discernment as well is when we find videos and content and information that does resonate with us as well, and we use it and we listen to it and we listen to different people, and I've listened to different people on YouTube and various pages, social media and whatever for quite a lot of years during my development, just to find my own way, find my own path, discover what works for me, use my level of discernment and see what my vibration feels and if it resonates with me. And this card came out again, with the last video I did, and again, it's about seeing what grows from what you watch, what you see, what you feel, what resonates with you. See what grows within that, and then you can cherry pick the information that you want and give it a go, try it out, see what works for you, see what resonates, see what doesn't. Whatever doesn't, you can let it go, try something else. Use different things, use different methods, mix it all up, because the more you experience and experiment with different things, the more information you can give out to other people. And then they can use their level of discernment from you about whatever resonates with them and what information you're giving out. So it's about how someone makes you feel from watching their videos. So now some videos I watch that I used to watch 3-4 years ago, don't resonate with me anymore. And I think that's because I've kind of outgrown it. I've outgrown the content of their videos or whatever it is. And I don't mean to say that in like, again, oh no, that's way beyond me. I'm way beyond that. You know, I'm out of there now. I don't need that, because I do still go back to the content and the videos from what I watched years ago, just to recap, just to see if anything else is in there. Because what you tend to find as well, when you go to get a reading, or you go to see someone and they'll record it for you or whatever, and then they'll give you that information, your conscious and subconscious mind will work together and will give you the information that you need at that time. But 6 months later, when you listen back to it again, you'll be like, I don't remember that. And that's happened to me a lot of times with different readings and Akashic readings, and I'll be like, I do not remember any of that information within that reading. And that's because your subconscious mind, your conscious mind, is giving you the indication that you need to hear that right now. And again, it's that level of discernment, it's working out. So why am I hearing this now? Surely that must be a message for me. That must be something that I'm feeling something within this, and I need to go further with that and discover it and really feel where this information is coming from. And that's exactly what we need to do with whoever we watch, whoever we admire, whoever we want as a mentor, whoever we want to follow, subscribe to. It's using that level of discernment. And you know, even if there's just like one or two videos that resonate, then there is information somewhere else within those videos for you at some point. So yeah, it really is quite interesting. It's a really interesting topic, and it can go on for quite a long time, this level of discernment. But it's about, again, so it's about judging and feeling. So I don't want to use the word judging, because it really, again, that level of discernment for me, using the word judge, it's a bit like, you know, how you can be like kind of bitchy and judgy with people. It's just like, again, that doesn't really wash with me. I don't really like, there's certain words that get used within spirituality and within the spiritual community that I don't like and I don't resonate with, such as psychic. I would rather use the word intuitive or sensitive. I'm not really keen on the word medium, but I'm aware of what they are. To me, they're kind of, again, they're just intuitives, but they have a higher level of consciousness, of awareness, of being able to communicate on a deeper level with spirit. Even the word healer, you know, being called a healer, as much as I use it now, to begin with, I was just like, well, I don't really, and it'd be like my Reiki master, he doesn't resonate with the word healer, but now he understands that it's not about removing the symptom. It's about going at the root cause and revealing it and healing it and letting you see what it is, to be able to heal from it truly, to then resolve other issues. So being called a healer now is fine. I'm okay with that. So I like to be, I know I suppose on my Instagram I call myself an intuitive Reiki master, crystal healer, or whatever, you know. But you know, I just do what I do to try and help and to give people messages that they may need to receive. And I don't always get messages. That's the other thing, you know. You don't always have to have messages or things going on. It's just it's about you, and it's about your healing journey. It's about development. It's about leveling up, and it's about finding people around you, as we all do, for a little bit of help and a little bit of guidance. And that's what it's all about. So that's my views on spiritual discernment. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it meant something. Until the next video, much love to you all. Namaste, take care of yourselves, bye for now.